Welcome, my friends. Welcome. So you're feeling a bit lost? Like maybe you're not sure which way to go, what to do. That's okay. A lot of us are going to be coming out of this year, this eclipse energy for sure. Whenever you watch this, it's timeless, but in real time, it's December 3rd, 2021. And we are at the end of our last eclipse season of the year, of the Gregorian calendar year. So before you are 4 piles. We'll start here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spirit didn't have me put anything in front. Maybe it's the way the light's hitting. I was actually going to try and fix it so it looked more perfect, so that you guys, can really, even now you can kind of see my reflection, which is so funny because I'm like behind the camera. But it's really just to use your intuition. Maybe it's the flicker of the candle. Maybe it's the positioning of the sunlight, who knows, whatever. Maybe you're drawn to all piles. If you're not sure, you can use your pendulum. You can even flip a coin. Just make sure that you wash it real good, bless it, and ask Spirit to remove any energies that belong to that coin or touch that coin, because think about how many people touch a coin, right? How much energy is being moved around. I mean, think about that for a second. So right now, I know a lot of us are feeling a little beat down, a little lost. Like, which direction should I go in? What should I do? I'm feeling the same way. Pick-a-piles are like the only thing that's like resonating with me right now. So that is the only thing that you will see on my playlist right now. Shorts and pick-a-piles. Because right now I feel like it's a time for us to go inward, but it's also a time for us to seek knowledge from other counselors. Because if you found your way here, most likely you're a really powerful light worker and you're looking for counsel or you're looking for direction. That was cedar that I burned before this. Beautiful cedar from the Pacific Northwest. I only harvest cedar from trees that have fallen naturally, so usually really, really old. I wish I had smell-o-vision. But today the Native Spirit deck wanted to talk to us. Our indigenous ancestors wanted to speak to us, which is why it's very plain. Those of you who know me know I like to really put on a show. But this is different. This is really subtle messages, and we're only going to do one card. So it's really a pick a card. So there's only 4 cards there, and there are 4 messages. I wanted to say messages, and then they showed me the bird, and they were saying like for like some of you, the bird is like the messenger, like flying down, out of the sky. That's Spirit to give you a message. And maybe you've been seeing birds around, or you've been having interaction with birds that are, But today it's all about discovering our dreams. If we're feeling lost, it's because maybe a dream. If you watch the last pick-a-pile that we did, one of the piles talked about disengaging from the outcome. All the like, I think it was most of the cards in the pile had literally had the word outcome on the cards, different cards, right? Because we are attached to these outcomes, and some of these dreams and wishes that we put out into the universe, we put into the universe when it was in a 3D reality. And now we don't live there anymore. We live in a 5th dimensional energy here on Earth. And some of us are living in multiple dimensions at the same time. I believe we all are, and we're just not aware of it, or some are, that's a whole other conversation. But these cards, these messages today are to help redirect our course. The predominating message I got from Spirit was be kind to yourself. It was literally on my tea this morning. Be kind to yourself. It has been, I just said to a fellow tribe member, I was like, man, it's been a really tough year, And then I started to laugh to myself because I'm like, haven't we been saying that for years? And I'm like, and we will probably still be saying that, but it'll get lighter. And honestly, after this eclipse season, things are going to lighten up. I promise you. Good things are coming. But if we stay in the high vibrational energy of those people that inspire us, make us laugh, make us feel loved, no one can love us but ourselves, right? But at the same time, even when you love yourself, it's difficult to continue loving the world when you're surrounded by people who want to keep breaking your spirit. So your native spirit wants to talk to you and help you figure out which way to go. So with that being said, all the timestamps are below. All of my information to contact me, reach out, gift anything. All of that information is in the description box below. Okay? So enjoy your reading, and I'll see you at your pile. Blessed be. Aho. I love you. Hello, pile number 1. You chose the Vision Quest. Whoa, like seriously, I just got the chills, you guys. I just got the chills for you guys. Oh my gosh. So vision quests are really cool, and they are so personal, and I would never ever even begin to tell you how to go about your own vision quest, because it seriously is so personal. Meditate on it. Talk to spirit and say, what is it? What direction? Maybe you felt something right away. Like maybe right away you were like, bam, because sometimes spirit comes through like that, where we just instantly are like, wow. And, sometimes you can feel lost forever, and then bam, it's just right there. The other thing I want to say is we've been in the dark. We've been in this third dimensional energy of, a lot of stress and, depending on where you are, where you live, what your job is, etc. All of that kind of stuff can be really, really stressful when you're trying to focus on yourself. So this says, Sacred Seeker, take time away from people and situations. Yep, ding, ding, ding. Step back, withdraw. Inner truth is emerging in stillness. But first you need to retreat. Know that you're guided. Look for your answers in different ways. The answers are around you. Watch for signs in the coming day, and trust that your life is being directed. Yes, look for the signs. We mentioned birds in the intro, in the reading description. So I'm feeling a lot of bird energy for you guys. In fact, it was interesting because I was going to take out the rest of the cards, and they asked me to leave them in. So I don't know how they're going to do it, like whether I'll turn the other cards around or what'll happen. But I do kind of feel like it's almost like 1, 2, 3, 4, like we're going to kind of knock them down. And maybe some people, don't need all the information from pile 1, or you know what I'm saying? But I do kind of feel like this is a pickup pile that's very unique, because I feel like it's kind of like we're flipping over dominoes, or they're like kind of like, that's what I think is going to happen, but we'll see. So your native spirit wants you to know, in earth-based cultures, larger questions about life are often answered on vision quests or solo retreats in nature. Questions such as, who am I? What am I meant to do with my life? And what is my mission and my purpose in life? These were often answered on quests of various kinds. Even if you don't have burning questions, when this card chooses you, it's telling you to take time away from your ordinary life. Take time to explore the depths of your soul. Your soul knows the truth. Take time and quietude to discover what it is. The answers to your questions are all around you, but you must be still to hear these messages. Also, my throat's starting to hear that. Throat chakra, speak your truth. I'm hearing for some of you, like, I feel like you were feeling really good for a second, and then all of a sudden I just felt like you were shrinking, like, I can't do this. How's it going to happen? Where's the money going to come from? Who's going to watch my kids? They're like, whoa, stop. A vision quest could be one day. It could be one night, but it could be 1 year. Some people leave on a vision quest and nobody's ever seen them again. It's like, it's so personal. That's what I'm trying to say. And maybe you need to go to the mountains. Maybe you need to go to the desert, Maybe you're somebody who thrives in groups and communities. Maybe you need to go to a retreat with like really fun people and, just hear live music and laugh and be joyful. Whatever it is, a vision quest Doesn't have to be, like the old school Aboriginal Australian, where the shaman, however you say it, they send the boys out into nature, I think at like 8 years old. And some people are like, that's insane. Like, who would do that? And it's like, yeah, but they've been training for this their whole, like, since they were born, right? So you guys, you came here. It's not like I always say to people, I didn't come out of a box like this, right? Like you didn't just like show up here for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, you have always been who you are. It's just sometimes we can get so buried in the past and the present in this outcome that we've set out for ourselves. I mean, it's just like this earth is a life school. So I don't care if you went to school to be a nurse or a doctor for 10 years and now you're like, I don't want to do that anymore. My parents are going to kill me. They spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's like, yeah, but you did learn a lot. I mean, it's like, just because you don't practice that kind of medicine doesn't mean you wouldn't know what to do, right? I mean, I was watching something recently where they're like, well, aren't you a med student or something? And she's like, what? And they're like, the neighbor was having a baby. And she's like, I can't, I don't know. She's like, have you been in a delivery room? She's like, yeah. She's like, you are a resident. She's like, I've never delivered a baby myself. She goes, it doesn't matter. You're the only one right here that knows more than the rest of us. And she delivered the baby, but they did it together. The one woman was like, okay, I've had children, so here, like, this is what we're going to need. She had a home birth. She did it without drugs. And so all of a sudden, all these different people, these strangers that came together, they all realized that they had an individual gift to bring to the table. I'm getting the chills right now. So you speak your truth. There is no more fear. The fear is what's been holding us back. I know this from personal experience. We all have our triggers, PTSD, on multiple fucking levels. On multiple fucking levels. I am telling you, because I have been doing this with people one-on-one for years. And I'm realizing now that every vision quest that we take, it just further deepens our knowledge and our connection to spirit and ourselves. You're just climbing that mountain, like in that picture. You're just climbing that mountain closer to yourself. See where the sunlight's hitting the mountain? It's like, that's where you are. You're so close. You're actually really fucking close. You're so close to it. It's like, when someone's like, you put on a blindfold and people are talking and it's like Marco Polo or whatever, and they're like, you're getting hotter, you're getting warmer. It's like, you're so close. It just feels like you're not there. And it's because you have this outcome that you're attached to that no longer serves you. Now they want you to look at who you are now, not who you used to be, not who you thought you'd be, but who you are now and what makes you happy now. Because what makes you happy now will help get you to where you need to be. And a vision quest could be as simple as an hour meditation, a day at the spa. It's different for everybody. Of course, we want you to go to nature, me, spirit, like, I get it, like, I'm so connected to Gaia. I love it. I mean, I get angry when I'm around people too long. I just want to be in the woods and I'm like, I don't want to go home. I'm like a little kid because I just don't understand the hate, the anger, and all the other bullshit, the controlling, the blah, 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 X, Y, Z, put your own label on it, right? Your own terminology. But this is your story. This is your vision. Nobody else's. Focus on you and the rest will come together. The journey says spend time alone, preferably in nature, without your cell phone and the internet, and even without pen and paper or a book. Simply be. Listen to the world around you. Be still. Watch for signs. Open your heart to receive messages from the divine. You will find them there. It was also on page 117, which is the number 9, if that means anything to anybody. Wow. Let me just check in with spirit here. Do we want to pull any messages from any other places for this pile? No. You are done, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for participating, for being here. You are not alone. And I love you. And all of my information is below. And I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Aho. Bye. Welcome, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. It's interesting. I'm feeling this very gentle spirit with you, pile two. Very gentle. I'm going to be so loving. I want you to feel held and loved. I don't know what your card is. All I know is that I have this overwhelming feeling of love in my heart for you that I wish I could give you a big hug. So, oh, if you just close your eyes and open your energy to embrace and feel my loving Reiki healing, loving energy from Raphael and myself and the angels and spirit, your higher self. We're giving you sweet hugs, sweet hugs, sweet hugs, sweet hugs. You ready? Let's do this. You can do this. I'm with you. You're not alone. Ooh, Spirit Keeper of the East. This feels like a very, very heavy energy. It's interesting. This is not normally how I feel about this card, because I always love this card because of the sun coming up, and it's like it's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. That is the message they are sending to you. That is beautiful. So I'm interested to see what the book says, because all I got was how I wanted to hug you. And then, that song. So now I'm kind of like, this is interesting. And that's all I'm getting. So let's see what the book says. New beginnings. A fresh cycle is occurring in your life. Wipe the slate clean. Oh, that's why they were saying it's a new dawn, it's a new day. I mean, I know that Captain Obvious of the sun coming up, like I get it, like it's a new dawn and all that, and that the sun rises in the east. But at the same time, it was like I wasn't feeling that, because I was just feeling such a really like hardcore sadness and loneliness, and just wanting to inspire you and tell you that you're not alone. And I'm also hearing something about Eastern philosophy for some of you. This is the first time they're asking me to move the candle. Okay, I hear what they're saying. So maybe it's for some of you to move east. Before I even go any further, I'm just going to channel literally what's going on. I'm hearing Troy. I have no idea what that means. Helen of Troy, doctors, but like a doctor, kind of like from Suddenly Seymour. What is that? Little Shop of Horrors. So there's just like so much going on. Oh, moving east. Oh, interesting. And earlier today, I heard this song about New York. So, or maybe some of you have been dreaming about like moving to New York and starting a brand new life. Maybe it's just east of where you live, but like I'm also getting this like, right before this, I heard from Smash. My mother bought it secondhand. And I'm trying to find the they're like, I'm like, I get it. They're like leading me there like breadcrumbs. Oh, okay. 'Cause something secondhand and broken still can have a pretty sound, right? So it's not too late. Number one, you're not broken. This isn't over. And secondhand, I'm feeling like, yeah, like you ain't nobody's bitch. Like I'm kind of feeling like, and maybe that's the overwhelming sadness I was feeling. Like you guys just give too fucking much. You give too much. You give too much. There is a limit to what we all can do. And when we start feeling depleted and sad, like when I came on here and I was feeling this very like, you need support, it's like, yeah, you need to be kind to yourself. That was the overall message in the intro. In the reading intro, Spirit came through and gave us that message of us to be kind to ourselves. This is about discovering our dreams. This is about like, if you're feeling lost, it's like, well, what was your dream? What's your dream? Everybody comes here for their dream. What's your dream? At the beginning of Pretty Woman in LA, that guy. And he's like, he says it at the beginning of the movie and the end of the movie, because he's like, it doesn't matter. People, I did that. I moved to LA when I was 23 and lived my dream. And then I started to realize that my dream wasn't really my dream anymore. And I was like, I feel like I need to move on, but I wasn't sure where. And, and I just kept going. And my family called me a gypsy and, that I was broken, right? like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you just fucking settle down? What's wrong? Why can't blah, 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 blah. There's nothing wrong with you, my beautiful gypsies. And if you have stayed in one place, but you've been longing to go, then this is your yes, and your like, don't hold back anymore. No more. It's your time. This is your time. You're the spirit keeper of the East, man. It says, wipe the slate clean. It's now time to release the old and start again. No matter what has happened in the past, it doesn't need to repeat in the future. Your native spirit wants you to know that in native traditions, the directions are honored. It's believed that every direction has an associated spirit that can be called upon, right? That's why I called on Raphael. He's the archangel of the East. He's air. He's healing. So maybe you need to seek to go somewhere east to heal. So it says, in the great cycle of life, the East is the place of the rising sun. It's also associated with planting seeds in the springtime, birth, the waxing moon, and new beginnings. Pulling this card means that this is the close of one cycle and the beginning of another. Although it's often difficult to release familiar routines, situations, or relationships when they no longer empower you, your native spirit asks that you not cling to the old, but set sail into new waters. Face your fear and allow yourself to stretch in a new direction. Wonderful opportunities will be born in your life. The journey is stand and be still. Breathe and center yourself. Then slowly turn in a circle. Close your eyes and feel the energy of each direction. There's a difference in the feeling in each direction. Standing facing east as the sun rises to sense the unique energy of that direction. It's also on page 83, which is the number 11. So look up angel number 11. Those are your messages, my beautiful pile number 2. And if you were feeling pulled to go to any of the other piles, then I highly recommend you go and seek them out. So far, pile number 1 was really lovely. And if you were feeling a lean towards it, go check it out. Until then, all of my information is below. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Aho. Bye. Welcome, pile number 3. I should say card number 3, because they're really not they're not really piles. They're just cards. It's literally like one message. This is Spirit's way of like helping us turn around and like face the light again, because many of us have been in the shadow, in the dark, doing a lot of fucking work. And I am proud of you. Spirit is proud of you. Your native spirit wants you to know that it is time to really, truly discover your dream, but not a dream of the past. I got the trickster vibe from you guys, coyote energy. I was getting a lot of like many faces. You're wearing many faces, many masks, but it's not working for you, is it? Spirit team, it's not working for you, is it? I don't know what your card is yet, so I'm kind of excited to see what it is, because I'm like, there is a trickster in this deck, so I'm like, holy shit, I'll be really excited. If it's not, it doesn't matter. It's just, but that's an energy for sure. So if it's not, I want you to, or Spirit wants you to definitely work with that. The other message that was in the reading intro at the beginning of this pick a card today was be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Wounded warriors, I'm hearing from Spirit. Be gentle with yourself. You have so much to give, but you don't have to do everything, and you don't have to be perfect. That's not who you are. Your chaos, your nature. And you know what? I'm going to flip the card over, because there was one card that I saw and I was like, it is. I was like, this is the Grandmother Earth card, isn't it? I knew it, because when I was putting this together, it was the only one that I saw a glimpse of. Oh, they're telling me it's okay to leave it there. Okay. So Grandmother Earth. Wow, look at that. I always love this card. We're going to get to the book, but certain cards, I feel like this could be the sun rising, or this could be the sun setting. It's all in the way you look at it. And I feel like that is Gaia talking to you too. And look at that. See how they moved the candle right under Earth to emphasize outdoors, 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 outdoors. And that's what I'm feeling, is like, I feel like what's happening before we get to the card, what I'm getting from Spirit is that it's a conformity thing. So if you chose this card, I'm feeling that it's that's why you're wearing the many masks. You conform to whomever. Oh, let me tell you, I have been that unicorn. Let me tell you, I've been that many times, and I feel for you. I understand. I finally, that's why I don't really talk to most of my friends and my family from my life. And I used to pride myself on having friendships of 20 years, 30 years, that I was so close to my family after all the hardships we've been through together, that we fought through it. And but then I just started to realize that I was just doing that for myself. And I was lying to myself because I wanted to stay in it. I wanted to keep those friendships. I wanted to keep those family members. I wanted to keep that job, or I wanted to keep that apartment or that car, or live in that town, or whatever it was, whatever attachment I had to it. I wasn't attaching to Grandmother Earth, and that's who I am. I am an Earth witch. So that is how I feel about myself. That doesn't necessarily, if you align with that, that's great. But I'm just saying, like, if you chose this card, it's just about you aligning to the earth. Grandmother Earth, that is your energy. That is your plight. Like, that's what's bringing you back to them tonight. Yes, they're saying, oh, so maybe you're watching this during the night, because for me, it's not. It's daytime. This is so cool. You guys are really fucking powerful, by the way. Like, I mean, everyone's powerful. We all have whatever, but this one's like, the other ones I felt like I was like, hey, and super calm. And this one I'm like, and usually by the third one, I wouldn't be feeling like this, right? So let's hear what this has to say. And it says, stop and take measure of your life. Assess who you are and where you are. Get grounded. Make plans for the future, but don't act on those plans until you are ready and feel secure in stepping forward. There is a profound source of strength and power within you, and it is expanding now. So put your roots down. This is the time of preparation and going deeper. Your native spirit wants you to know Grandmother Earth provides the trees, plants, flowers, rivers, streams, oceans, mountains, and valleys, and supports us all with her bounty. She's stable and strong in her devotion to us. You are supported and you are loved, even if you're not always sure of it. Strength is growing within you now. Don't rush it. Slow down. The seeds that you plant now will bring abundance in the future, but only if you take the time to nurture those new beginnings. Take time to plan your future carefully. Don't rush into anything. Security and protection surround you. You are safe. If you're thinking of making secure financial investments and receive this card, it's telling you that this is a good time to do so. It's not a time to take risks. That's interesting. The journey is to deepen your connection to Grandmother Earth and bring security in all forms into your life. Walk barefoot on the earth, place your hands in the earth, or make investments. Imagine the strengthening, grounding energy of the earth filling you and your life. It's also on page number 57, the end of this, which is the number 12. And I want to really get back to this because they don't want you to get it twisted, meaning like this is a mass reading, right? This isn't a one-on-one reading, but I'm getting a hit on this really hard that some of you, maybe you're overspending or you're overdoing it or you're over something and you don't want to stop something. So you're like, I'm going through this one myself in a few areas of my life. And I start to realize, like, when I go down the path, I'm like, oh, this is right for me. This feels good. This feels good. It's like, yeah, but do I really feel good? Or do I, you know what I mean? It's like, we can really talk ourselves into something. So investments don't necessarily mean money. It means time and energy. So this doesn't mean for you to run out and buy stocks or, this isn't like go and buy lottery tickets an easy way out, right? No, this means that you need to take off your shoes and socks and walk around on the bare earth for a minimum of 5 minutes. 40 to 45 minutes is ideal. And the truth is, the more you walk around barefoot, even in the winter, I have hiked in the woods at 30 degrees with no shoes on. And I tell you, the more you are connected to the earth walking like that, you aren't actually cold because the earth it feels cold, but it's hard to explain it unless you've done it. So try it. And just try it for a few minutes. And obviously where it's safe, don't go into some park where you don't know if there's like needles or glass or something, obviously really be really smart about it. But I'm just saying, like, what I'm getting from spirit is that I just feel like some of you are instant gratification people, and it's not going to work for you. That doesn't work anymore. That's the way it used to be. And if you are earth witches and you're used to easily manifesting things, you can still manifest things, but I bet you're seeing that certain things aren't showing up the way they used to, or it's, crumbs instead of like the full cake. It's like, wouldn't you rather have a beautiful full piece of cake than the little bit of crumbs and the little bit of frosting that's left over on the bottom? They're like, you want just a taste of it or you want the whole thing? Well, you have to work at it and you have to get connected, and that's part of it. So when they're saying imagine the strengthening, grounding energy of the earth filling you in your life, they're saying, yes, it's about getting grounded. It's not about material things. It's not about what you can get. It's about going deeper inward with yourself. So, and that's probably why I was getting the trickster energy, because I feel like for some of you, there's something in the background that's like trying to tell you that this is okay or that's okay, but they're like, not all demons come dressed in like the devil. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they come in really pretty packages. And it's to distract you from your purpose. So you just got to do the work. You got to do the motherfucking work, man. I know. It sucks. I've been there. I'm still doing it every day with you. We're all doing it every day. Different levels of consciousness. If we're not learning multiple things every single day, then we ain't doing this right. Because we can learn something every single day. Whether you're sitting on a bus, whether you're walking across a street, you're in the woods, you're at a board meeting, whether you're sitting by yourself, laying in the dark, falling asleep. But be careful of the tricksters that are leading you astray. Okay, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. All of my information is below in the description. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Welcome, card number 4. I've been saying pile, but it really is a card. So I'm laughing right now because as I was coming in, by the way, your angel number is 3155. You can research that on your own. But as I was coming into this, I heard, dun-dun-dun, boom, dun-dun-dun, boom. Dum 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 dum, like Jaws. So I that's the only thing I'm getting. Some of the other cards we actually spoke. We did some channeling first and then we turned it over, but yours was different. That was the only thing that came through when they wanted me to show you this. The nature spirits, my fae people, my fae. Oh my gosh. Oh, my sweet fae, welcome. Oh, I love this card. It's the fairies. Hello, fairies. If you chose this card, if you were drawn to the number 4, then you are balanced in nature with the spirits. And it's actually really interesting because each of these cards was about, refinding your focus and discovering your dream. And with you guys, I'm feeling really good. The only thing I'm feeling is, we spoke about this in the reading description before I dug into the piles, and the message from Spirit was to be kind to yourself. And I feel like you guys, you sweet spirits, you sweet fairies, you're just you sweet givers. I feel like you guys are ebbing and flowing, and Spirit's saying that's exactly right. I have to applaud you, seriously, like Spirit is too. I'm gonna clap because they're saying no matter what's coming your way, you guys you're hanging in there, man. Like but you're being balanced about it, which is number 4, which is so lovely. I feel like you're crying when you need to cry, you're laughing when you need to laugh, and I feel like you're very light energy. So and it's interesting because the other piles, it's like this was, I feel like I'm yelling at you. I'm like, I feel like my voice is so loud. But I don't need to, because I know you can hear me at any decibel, fairies. But yeah, I feel this really, that you guys are seeking balance, and Spirit's really proud of you. Keep going. You're doing a really good job. And I think you are feeling it too. Now, whenever you see this, it's timeless, but for when I'm doing it, it's December 3rd, 2021. And we are at the end of eclipse season. Tomorrow will be our last eclipse. And actually, I say tomorrow, but it's already tomorrow somewhere else, right? But yeah, so that's really intense. 34 just came through as well, which is also 7-7, which is also 14 is the number 5. Comes down to the number 5, and 5's about change and transformation. And I think you guys know this. You're feeling this. I know for myself as well. I've been, and my fairy feels this, and I align with you as well in this energy that only in the last 12 hours or something have I really felt, well, maybe 24 hours, but I should say it started to lighten up 24 hours ago, but it's been in the last 12 hours that I've been starting to be like, okay, I get it. I see what's going on here. You know what I mean? It's all right. Everything's going to be okay. We're all going to be okay. This was just a really dark eclipse season. So if and don't be hard on yourself. That's where they're saying be kind to yourself. Because I feel like if you've never seen it, please go and watch it immediately. The original Steel Magnolias movie, the scene where Shelby is having an attack and she's having a seizure. And when she's having the seizure, her mom and the friends are all around her trying to help her. And she's getting angry because it's as like she's not there. And she's like, if you don't leave me alone, I'm going to leave. And the mom's like, oh, I'd like to see you try, But it's like, because she's pissed, because she's like, don't tell me, whatever. And she's like yelling at them. And she's, going off. And, the woman just finished her hair beautifully for the wedding. And she just destroyed it. And she's knocking the juice all over the place. And they're like, drink the juice. And it's like this big scene, right? But when it's all over, she's like, oh, Mama, I'm so sorry. She's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, and you can just I'm starting to cry just being in that scene because you can feel Julia Roberts. She's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be such a dick. And they're like, it's okay. It's okay. And that's what we've all been in, this kind of when you're just you're agitated, your spirit, your mind, your body, your soul, there's just so much agitation and there's just only so much we all can take. And so they're saying, please don't be hard on yourself for that, my beautiful, sweet fairies. And even if you don't align with the fairy energy, I feel like the fairies are here to talk to you anyway and just say, we want the blue, we want the blue. I just heard you're the only pile that this has happened, which is interesting too, because with the native spirit, it felt more like that's why if you notice, it's very, not stark, but I just use a linen, a white linen, a cream colored linen, bone colored linen, and one piece of, whatever. It was just about the messages, but this is for you guys. My fairies, my sweet fairies. Yes, I hope you enjoyed it. And if not, that's fairy dust from the fairies to you. And that's why they're saying see, look at that little, they're like, move the candle so they could see the sparkle. Do you see that one little sparkle above the flame? Or below the flame, excuse me. Yeah. So your sparkle will come back. I know for some of you are like, am I ever going to feel good again? Or I love to use movie and TV references because they work. And if you watch Sex and the City movie, the original movie, after the show, there's a scene where, the main character, Carrie, is devastated. And she just had something really fucking horrific happen to her. And it was just awful on many, many, many levels. And she's normally a joyful, funny person. She's normally the person that makes everybody else laugh. And there's just this moment where she says to her friend, am I ever going to laugh again? And she's like, of course you will. And she's like, when? And she's like, when something's really funny. And it's the same for us. It's we are going to laugh again, of course. So watch things that make you laugh. Be around joyful people, play music. I don't care if you get yourself a $10 tambourine that you could just beat around, I've been searching for a piano, keyboard, kind of thing to play. And it's just been really fun to see all these different instruments for sale on Craigslist all the time. And I seriously see things like that, $10 for a percussion set. And it's tambourines and little maracas and, just fun things like that. And it's we forget, here's my bell, right? Prepare yourself. But we forget the power of sound. And it's interesting because it's always been a healing energy for me. But recently I watched something, I think it was Braca. So I think it was her. If not, it was somebody else that I respect and watch their stuff. But they were talking about how sound is like the new like healing. Like people are starting to realize like how energy, affects us, how healing affects us, and how sound, how our bodies and our energies vibrate to the sound. So, get yourself a little singing bowl, anything to lift your spirits. But you can even just go and get, right, a stick from the woods, right, and have your own little drum. It doesn't have to be some perfect thing. So, because you're nature spirits, if you haven't been out in nature, then get out there, because that's where you thrive. That's where you live. And I'm going to read from your card in the book here. And it says, joy, delight, peaks of carefree abandon, living wildly, magically, and free. Be open to the wonders of the universe flooding into your life. Innocence and delight are abounding. Happiness is on the way. Your native spirit wants you to know that almost every indigenous culture recounts stories of fairies, often called the little people, and nature spirits. Although some of the fairies act in protection of their wildlands and should be treated with care and respect, most often they bring blessings and delight to all in their realm. If this nature spirits card chooses you, then welcome to a wellspring of joy and magic. Beneath the surface, mystical interventions are occurring in your life, so relax. All is well. You just can't see what's happening underneath the ground floor. The journey is, even taking a few moments of stillness in the natural world can help you attune to the world of the little people and nature spirits. If you see a small flash of light or a movement of a leaf on a windless day, these are often signs that the wee folk are near. Yes, the fairies are looking out for you, beautiful souls. So that's how you're going to discover your dream, is just getting your light back, just the things that make you happy. I'm getting from you guys, and maybe there's things that used to make you happy and don't make you happy anymore. If you were pulled to any of the other piles, I highly recommend, cards, then I highly recommend that you go and read them, because they all had very specific messages. But the common thread here was that we need to be kind to ourselves and know that nothing lasts forever, not even this darkness, right? We're we're all going to feel better after the eclipse season is over. And if you're watching this after the eclipse season, or maybe it's next eclipse season, who knows? It's just where you are in your level of consciousness. But I promise you, it's uncomfortable when we're in the space of change. Talk to a butterfly. When they're pulling themselves out of their chrysalis, they have to do it slowly and surely, so they build up those muscles so that when they finally break free, their wings can fly. So go inward, wherever you live, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. It doesn't matter if you're going into winter or going into summer. Blessed be the energy. Flow with the seasons of the planet and the moon cycles, and see how much that changes your thoughts, your mind, and go inward for the answers in meditation. You already know this. I see yoga with this group. I see meditators. I see light workers. You're not alone. Spirit's always with you, and so am I. Thank you so much for being here. You are seen and you are loved, my beautiful fairies, my nature spirits. Until next time, all of my information is below in the description box. Take care of yourself. I love you so much. See you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye.